This is our single leg loaded hip airplane. You're gonna go into your hinge with some hand support. We're gonna open up, and then we're gonna turn back into it nice and slow and controlled. Belt buckle turns left, back of the left hip absolutely explodes. Outside of the left glute works to squeeze and get you open. Control the way back in. Belt buckle turning left, pelvis on femur, ripping the back side of the hip, opening all the way up to there. Whew. Okay, finer details with this one. You should use support. It's not really a cool guy thing to have no hand support. And I would use like the rack. A bench is really nice if you can put it on incline and then just put your hand on it. You don't necessarily, I'm only using the foam roller, so we're in the middle of the room. Now, to see where you're putting the weight, just in case it wasn't clear, you're basically gonna put it on your back like this so that the weight sits on the outside of the hip so that when you go down, it looks like that. Quick little review of what we're looking for in our hip airplane. At this point, if you're working with us, you should have already really gotten good at the other one, which is our kickstand. So remember, as you turn into it, the right hip slides forward, the left is back. Because we're in the single leg version now, this hip is really extended all the way back, but we're still turned into it. A really common compensations that you're gonna see during that portion is people are gonna fall away from it. So what does that look like? So say I'm here, same thing, set up into it, I'm there, butt is up and back, knee is over my laces, and then I turn into it. Now this is ripping. A common compensation for people to avoid that is they lean away, especially if you have a good hand support, because I can actually lean so far away. Now the back of my hip's not really stretching as much versus now it's really getting cooked. And then I push out of it. On the way away, when we turn away from it, the common compensation that you're gonna see with people is as they turn away, it'll be like a lot of chest, shoulder, lower back, but they won't get as much of the actual belt buckle to turn. See how I'm facing belt buckle this way? And then belt buckle turns into it. Oh, my glute's gonna fall apart. So, should be terribly hard, shouldn't need a ton of weight, and we're looking for that good pelvis on femur rotation. You should get a good ripping opening of the back of the glute as you turn into it. And then as you turn away from it, you should feel that same stuff that was stretching contract. Last little detail. Your knee is not necessarily gonna move too much, okay? If it is gonna move, these are the directions I want it to move. When I turn towards that knee, I'm okay with my knee going from my laces to my tongue. So it's almost like my hip gets pulled back in the socket. That should increase the stretch a little bit. When I turn away, I'm okay with my knee going back to my laces. Here's what I'm not really okay with. The knee locking out and now I'm all the way over it, or the knee caving in as I go that way. If you are someone that has the knee cave, try what we started with in the early ones, if you've been with us, where we have the bench outside of your knee so that when you turn away from it, you can't do that because you know, oh, the outside of my knee left the bench. You can also put a band pulling you either out or in, and that can add a little bit of load and feedback, make it so that it's more feedback than load. So it's just like a good reminder, like, hey, I need to fight that band and stay out a little bit. But what we're really looking for is absolute destruction of the glute by having it turn all the way in and turn all the way out. And remember, you do not need to be balanced and you probably don't need a lot of weight. In the circumstance that you don't have a kettlebell, a dumbbell will probably work pretty damn well too. You just hold it in the same exact way. And you can also really get a band. And imagine I hooked up a band to attach to the bottom of this foam roller so that it would kind of pull me across here, and then as I came up, I'd try not to row it, but I'd try to use my hip to turn away from it, and then the band would turn me into there. Lastly, like all of our hinges, we're not looking for any squatting. So from the side view, you want to see that when you hinge, you don't squat down and a really good giveaway that you're starting to get squatty is this knee will start to come forward. We want to almost reach this back. Now watch what happens to my left butt cheek. It follows and it goes up and back, and then I can turn into it even more. So pay attention to all those little details. You're gonna get better at it. Let me know if you have any questions. The best way to form check this, the best way to look at it, which is why I turned around, is to show you the back view. So check out the back view on yourself. See if you're falling away from the lead leg. See if you're actually turning, or maybe you're hiking your hip because you can't turn into it well. Look for all those things. Like most of our stuff, we want our spine to stay really long and our midline to be really stable. If you have any questions, let me know.